Welcome everyone, Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you. So today we're going to talk about moon face and steroids. So let's just get right into it. When new steroid users start cycling, they generally are going to make the same mistakes that all of us veterans have made a dozen times over, or at least once. The biggest problems and issues are going to arise with side effects. Common side effects from steroid use include acne, gynecomastia, temporary shrunken testicles, sore joints, water retention, which is better known as moon face or puffy face. Now, the side effects that we're going to be discussing today is moon face, which is a result of using steroids without using aromatase inhibitors like aromasin or arimidex. So what happens? Well, the aromatase enzyme is then free to convert as much testosterone to estrogen as it desires. So then, the more steroids you use, the more bloated that you're going to look. The moon face look comes from too much water retention, which is not permanent by any means, okay? But you've seen it time and time again, and you can kind of tell when people are either abusing what they're using or not running the proper ancillaries with aromasin or arimidex, and you see them blow up in size, but blow up in their face looking like a bloated fish, basically. And that's where the term moon face comes from. Now, the side effect is temporary, meaning that once measures are taken, water retention levels are going to drop. But what do you need to do to get rid of your moon face? Well, the answer is fairly simple. If you're on cycle with aromatizing compounds like testosterone or D-bol, for example, or trestolone, which convert to estrogen, then you need to use an aromatase inhibitor like aromasin or arimidex. And I've made a video on waiting until you start to see signs and symptoms of estrogen levels increasing, or starting from the beginning. And I made it abundantly clear, you don't want to start too high at the beginning, but you want to at least be running something to prevent it from even getting a chance to start. There's a fine line. You don't just go out and start running 25 milligrams a day of aromasin or something crazy like that, but you still start with something. And you always have something on hand. You don't let things get out of hand or get the chance to get out of hand. All right? This is going to, basically by using an aromasin or arimidex, it's going to disable the aromatase enzyme, and it's going to lower your estrogen levels, and after they drop, your water retention should definitely clear up. There's an additional issue that might actually cause you to have a moon face, and that's a combination of cortisol and fat gain. So keep that in mind as well. Some users, especially those that bulk up, have a tendency to get a bit heavier during a cycle, clearly. Now, this might cause both cardio problems and issues with weight gain, and that's why I always suggest adding GW501-516 to help with the cardio issues, and it'll also help keep some water in control as well, aside from your aromatase inhibitor. And lastly, okay, with every cycle, you've got to clear your kidneys to get rid of water retention. If you clear your estrogen and get leaner, you still might have problems with being puffy and bloated because your kidneys aren't working properly. You might not be able to actually expel the water out of your system fast enough. So for this problem, what I would recommend is my DGA Organ ST, the best all-in-one protectant on the market. And that's at www.dganutrition.com. Okay, this is going to allow you to get your kidneys functioning at full speed, and you're going to expel all the extra water retention. So here's some typical, steroids that are going to aromatize: D-bol, test, NPP, and DECA. You can put them in there. They don't technically convert, but with the prolactin increases and the estrogen ratios being thrown off, that can cause an issue. Anadrol can cause water retention, although it's a mystery on how exactly, because it doesn't technically convert to estrogen, but it still has estrogenic side effects. So you need to be aware of that. Okay, trestolone meant that converts at basically the highest rate of any steroid out there. So what do you need to prevent it? As I said, just to review, aromasin or arimidex, GW501-516, and my Organ ST all-in-one protectant. That's how you can rid yourself of all of these problems. Nobody wants to bloat up and be water-filled, okay? You don't want to look like a water balloon after you're busting, your butt as hard as you can to make all of these gains. It just doesn't make any sense. So that's how you prevent moon face. That's what it is. You don't want to have it happen. It just doesn't, it's not a good look, okay? And it can cause you mental anguish as well. So that being said, stay tuned for plenty more to come. Dylan Gemelli, signing off.